1, 2, and 3. Welcome to the studio. Welcome back to the channel, Travel Jam fans. I know it's been a bit since you have seen a video on this channel. I am actually going through a dry spell as it relates to this YouTube channel, but I'm trying to pick it back up now because you deserve better. All you 123 subscribers that has been on this channel and sticking by me, you deserve better. So I'm going to be putting out more content for you as of now. At least that's the plan. So let's get into it. If this is your first time on the channel, it was originally created to be about travel and travel related things like trip reports and vlogs, but because of the recent pandemic, a lot hasn't been happening in the way of travel. So I decided, looking back on my older videos, that I have a passion for making videos, so I decided to venture into that field a little bit more. In today's video, we're going to be talking about an improvement that I made to my video setup that I can get better quality videos for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about this here camera, the Canon EOS M50. I'm going to be looking at 5 reasons why I decided to get this camera and how it has helped me improve my knowledge of camera and image quality and lighting and that kind of stuff. And I'm also going to be looking at some of the downsides that you have with getting a camera like this. So first off, let's have a look at the camera, shall we? So this is the Canon EOS M50. I'll just hold it there so you can see it in all its glory. I decided to get this camera for a number of reasons. The first one being the price. At the time when I got this camera in late 2019, this camera had already come out 1 year prior. This camera came out in 2018. So I decided to get this camera for the first reason. Reason number 1 being the price. I got this camera with the kit lens and a shotgun microphone and a 32 gig SD card, all for $550. And at the time, for that price, it was just a good way to get into a semi-professional kind of camera that allows you to get better image quality and stuff like that. So as you can see here, this is the camera. It's not all that big, and I'll just put it beside my phone for comparison. There it is. It's not all that big in terms of height, and as you would have seen, I have the camera in a cage, and I'll get to why I do have it in a cage a little bit further down in the video. But the price was the first reason why I decided to get this camera, because I wanted to venture into photography and produce better YouTube videos than my earlier videos that I just used a point and shoot camera. The second reason I decided to get this camera was because it was small and lightweight, meaning you can take this camera with you anywhere you're going. You can photograph anything, you can video anything without it adding too much weight to your back or to your pocket if you do indeed remove the lens from the camera. You can get it even lighter if you remove the cage from it, and remove the lens, because it is indeed an interchangeable lens camera, which means you can upgrade your lens to get better image quality. And if you take the lens off, it gets even lighter. The third reason I decided to get this camera was that Canon has an easy to use menu system, and my first camera that I held in my hands was actually a Canon camera. I actually borrowed that camera from a friend and I never returned it, and I'll just show you that camera right now. This is that camera. This is the first camera I owned. I got this from a friend. He allowed me to use it because he had another one. This is the Canon SX160 IS, and that IS means image stabilize, which means it helps when you're walking and the camera is shaking. It helps to smooth out those videos a bit. So the menu systems on it were easy to use, so that's why I decided to stick with Canon. I'm pretty sure that other persons out there use different camera systems, and once you spend enough time with it, you'll be fine in terms of learning the various menus and stuff like that. So that shouldn't be a problem. But because I was used to the Canon menu system, that's why I decided to get something else from the Canon lineup, and the EOS M50 was right there. This was the next logical step up in terms of what I was able to get from this camera. The fourth reason I decided to get this was, like I mentioned in the initial stages of this channel, it was supposed to be about travel and vlogging. So the vari-angle touchscreen, or the fully articulating touchscreen, is why I decided to get this. It's good for a wide range of shooting scenarios. You can have it face yourself when you're vlogging, and if you're to get low shots, you can tilt the screen up. If you're getting high shots, you can tilt the screen down. So that was one of the main reasons also why I decided to get this camera. It's very versatile in its use. And the last reason, it is small and compact, so you can put this anywhere. It's light enough to go on a gimbal as well if you want to get even smoother shots. You can just take the lens off and just tuck it somewhere in your bag or in your pocket if you don't have the cage on it. Until you get on location, then you just take it out and put the lens on. It is a good camera to learn from, you know, if you want to get into, you know, professional style photography or videography. It's a good starting point for those persons that don't necessarily have a big budget or anything like that. So this camera can suit you well. This camera is not all perfect. I don't think there is anything as the perfect camera. And I just want to touch on a couple of things that I'll consider the downsides of owning a Canon EOS M50. The first thing is the battery life. The Canon M50 uses the Canon E12 battery. I hope you can see that. Can you see it? Yeah, it uses the E12 battery, and it's a very small battery. And being a fully digital camera, the EVF, the electronic viewfinder, and the screen uses a lot of that battery power. And the autofocus mechanism, it uses a lot of battery power. So it's good if you're going to be getting this camera to get a couple spare batteries. If it's a camera that you're going to be used for like streaming and that kind of stuff. The other solution is a dummy battery, where you can just put it inside the camera and connect a constant source of power from your outlet. So that is also an option. One thing to note if you're going to be using this camera for streaming, it has an HDMI output, but it is not a clean HDMI output. What that means is you will still get the camera settings being displayed through HDMI if you're going to be using this camera. Now, I've figured out how to work around it, but Canon has come out in 2021 with the Mark II version of this, which does offer a clean HDMI out. So if you want to go that route, you can also do that. Following up on that HDMI out, the HDMI connection on this camera, it is a micro HDMI, which means it's not as strong. When the cable connects there, it's kind of a little bit fiddly and feels like it will break some of the times, but it won't break if you care it. Let me put it that way. The other limitation, I would say, it is of good build quality, but it is made from a hard plastic, so it does feel a little, you know, less premium than its older siblings, like the Canon EOS R, R5, R6, those cameras in the mirrorless lineup. That brings me to the point why you see this camera in a cage. This cage is actually from SmallRig and it's meant to protect the camera. Now, the final thing that I want to touch on in terms of a downside for this camera is that there are not enough native lenses from Canon. There are a few, but not a lot, lenses that work with this camera system. You can, however, adapt to their much more extensive EF lineup or EFS lineup that can be adapted to this by using a Viltrox adapter or speed booster. If you want to know more about adapters and speed boosters, you can let me know in the comment section below and I can do one of those videos for you guys from a Jamaican standpoint, because YouTube is littered with videos about adapters and speed boosters, so you can find those anywhere. So who is the Canon EOS M50 for? This camera is for the hobbyist, the enthusiast who is looking to get more into the professional side of things. It's a good learning camera for those persons who want to up the quality of their photos and their videos, especially like for social media work and that kind of stuff. It can give you decent enough photos for commercial work, but as you get more professional, you would need to get a camera that is more professional than this. If you'd like to see a video that was shot almost entirely on the Canon M50, I invite you to watch a wedding video I shot last year in the description right here in the card above. You can see the type of image quality you can get from the M50, and you can make a better decision if that is something that you would like to do and how it can fit in your workflow. Okay guys, the following clips are taken with the Canon M50 and the kit lens only, with image stabilization turned on. You can look at the following clips and determine whether or not the Canon M50 is right for you. I just want to say thanks for sticking with me, all 123 of you. I have a new target. I'm trying to actually put more work into this channel. I was kind of on a slow spell where this channel was concerned, but as you can see, I've dialed in a setup that I like right now, and I'm going to be doing more videos. So what I wanted to do is like this video, share it, and comment below about your YouTube setup if you're a YouTuber from Jamaica. Yes, there are YouTubers here as well. So if this is your first time on the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like the videos that you see on this channel, just hit that subscribe button 3 times and see what happens. I mean, I don't know. You can do it and let me know. Thanks again for watching, And if you want to check out some of the photos that were taken with this, I invite you to visit my Instagram page, and that is at TJ Pixel Media on Instagram. You can see some of the photos that I've gotten with this camera there. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video. Stay creative.